All right, let's talk about it. If you want to get pussy, in life, boxer, you gotta have bling, bro. You gotta have bling. Let's get serious. Now, this video, absolute black gold. What's that? That's solid gold. Bitcoin's going through the roof. Let's talk about, this isn't medical advice. This is just story time. This is a story time video for the boys out there, the lads out there, the alphas out there. There's got to be content. The women have got to find this very insightful, very interesting. Just a heads up, there may be some content. There will be some content in this video that will trigger some undercarbed blue pill beaters out there. All right, so just let you know. Heads up. Train like a pro. I think on day 5 now. I'll lose track already. Lost my libido. So the guy wrote me today, anonymous. You know, we leave names out because people write to me in confidence and stuff. In my coaching group as well, visit Durianrider.com. Visit Durianrider.com. Where do we even start? I love having these non-scripted videos. My brain's just like, let's just roll it. So no jump cuts, no script, just straight from the heart. And there's videos that flipped to the other side in case you're wondering why I'm tapping my right side of my chest. It's actually my left side. I remember one time this guy had made a video. Durianrider is so fake. He taps the wrong side of his chest when he's touching his heart. It's like the camera gets flipped around. That's why the font's different. I don't know why it does it. I know how to prevent it. I just one take video uploaded to my phone here. Straight from the heart. Real talk. Because the people who have helped me most in my life are the ones who didn't care if I was offended. They just told me the cold, hard, bitter truth. Just not even bitter. Just the cold, hard truth. And if you think it's bitter, positive, negative, whatever, that's our own interpretation. But that's how you get somewhere in life, or how you really help people, is to say, this is how it is, man. And you can deny it and live in fairy tale, Disney, la, fake natty, Athlean X, Dave Goggins, fake natty world, or whatever. Stay hard, keep getting injured, yeah. You know, you can do that if you want, or you can be like, what's the truth? Give me the truth, man. The truth. Right? It started for me 20 years ago. Right? We'll get to the question in a minute. Actually, let's do the question first. Anyway, what we're going to do. We're going left, we're going to right. Choose your own adventure. ADD style. Let's go with the answer to the question, the no libido. This guy, and we'll get to this story. Stay tuned for that. So the lad, he's doing 20 hours a week training, running and riding. I think he's riding now. Either way, 20 hours a week is a lot. He's doing intensity. You know, he's smashing it. I mean, 20 hours a week's not a lot. I can go for a 20-hour ride and it's not a lot. But if you really training, just like smashing it, you know, racing, pumping it, full-on hardcore style 20 hours, then that can be really draining on you. And he was saying, I'm not sure if he said that. Let's just say he did say that. He was suffering from low libido. Or maybe he asked me, I get a lot of questions, I don't keep track of every little detail. But can too much training, or a lot of training, enough training, can it cause low libido? For sure. But there's many reasons for that. All right, there's many reasons for that. Now, a bit about my qualifications here. I've been a natural athlete. I've been a performance-enhanced substance athlete. I've had super high T. I've had super high estrogen. I've had super low T, super low estrogen. I had I've done it all. I've taken anabolic steroids. I've taken the whole... I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying this is my story. Listen up. And so I can speak from experience. Right? As a man, men, and mostly women, will judge you on your experience you can bring to the table or the bed. Okay? I'm all about having experience learning. Right? I love to learn. I love to learn things that matter. I love to learn the right way. I love to learn how to be more effective. Not just efficient. Efficient's like getting things done. Effective's getting things done right. I love that stuff. You know, just can't get enough of good knowledge. Real world stuff. Practical, pragmatic, realistic, real world stuff. And so you know, I've read so much information and tried so many things myself and talked to so many people out there. And just while it's in my head, while I remember, there's two guys out there I really respect. I disagree with them on nutrition, and that's, you know, that's different. But these guys are just totally transparent, you know, in a world of where 99.9% of anabolic users will lie about it. Lie to the grave. These two guys, Derek from More Plates, More Dates. Go Google him up. More Plates, More Dates. Derek, total transparent guy. And another guy, Dan, the bodybuilder in Thailand. Two very transparent guys putting out great service to people out there who are interested in that field. Now, I'm not saying you should go and, you know, take whatever. But these guys do provide incredible information and just transparent, man. 99.9% of anabolic steroid users will lie to your face, take it to the grave. No, man, I just train hard. Just stay hard, man. Stay hard. I run 200 miles a week. I'm a Navy SEAL. I'm a Green Beret. I'm a purple polka dot beret. And I'm like looking like a soldier, man. I'm running marathons. I just stay hard, man. I just stay hard. You know, I just like Athlenex, all these people, man. I'm just like, what the heck? So in that sort of world where the average American's just got, and a lot of Aussies as well, got no idea how common, easy, effective, and cheap anabolic steroids are. They just got no idea. They think if you take steroids, you become a 280-pound freak with 0.0% body fat. You know, the average person has no idea. That person's not that big. They mustn't be on steroids. So I walk up. That girl doesn't have very big boobs. They must be natural. You know, like it's just. Anyway, people take steroids. The primary reason people take steroids is they don't like how they look. They're insecure. That's the primary reason. Not always. All right. So understand that the reason why a man takes a lot of steroids, not just a little bit, like a lot, and to look, you know, aesthetic and swole and all that. And you got varying levels of steroid user. You got the guy who's like elite level athlete, wanting to win Olympic gold, running, swimming, cycling. And they look pretty normal, but they do some freaky stuff on the track or the pool. And then you got your guy, the aesthetic steroid user. And in between that, you got maybe your person who is an everyday dude, everyday dad, low T, wife on his back, doing all these things, maybe some genetic issues going on there, late nights, bad food, too much fat, not enough carbs, T8 just, you know, just drained, can't sleep, too much going on, takes pharmaceutical prescription testosterone. Okay, just looks everyday normal dude. And then you got your guy who's like, want to get swole, you know, maybe he's a stripper, maybe he's like a bouncer, you know, wants to get aesthetic, wants to get some Instagram clout, blah, blah, blah. These are the guys who will just straight cold hard lie about it, right? And then you got the guys who take more steroids, maybe a gram a week, and they're looking like, this person, what's going on here? You know, and then you got the freaks who are taking 3, 4, 10 grams a week, and they look like a, you know, like a blow-up doll. No, like a, what do they call those things? The balloon toy, balloon doll, what they call it? Just like, you know, huge, you know. And so that's your spectrum of anabolic steroid user. And you got a guy like me who is happy being 60 kilos at 6 foot tall, looking like a tapeworm that's, you know, doing a 50-day water fast, versus maybe looking healthier at 78 kilos or 75 kilos and not running and riding as fast because I've got to lug around extra 10, 15 kilos. So I'm happy either. So if you've got the guy who's using steroids because they're insecure about their appearance, why would they tell you the truth and get slammed? You use steroids? Oh my God. Oh, you're a cheat. Oh no. You use male hormones? No, that's bad. I'm on a contraceptive pill. Or because I'm going to be acne. Oh, that's okay. You know, my little sister takes a pill. That's okay. But you take steroids. Oh my God. Male hormones are bad. So, you know, that's why these people lie to your face. They took them because they're insecure. They're not going to tell you the truth, because they'll tell you the truth. You're going to look at the crap I get. And I don't care if I'm 60 kilos or 80 kilos or whatever. I'm happy either way. I feel great that, feel great that, feel great there. You know? So that's what I can be transparent about. I'm like, whatever, man. I'm just telling you, I'm a storyteller here. And, but that's why people like. They take steroids. I mean, I've been around chicks who deny doing Botox, lip injections, boob job. Yeah? I'm not saying anything's wrong. really think the injections are very healthy, you know, and they just cold hard deny it to my face. People are like, well, maybe they didn't have a Harley. Do you think I don't know what boob job feels like, or what the, like, I know, dude, and dudettes, you know, whoa, and then it's like, the people that always say I'm wrong are the people whose experience level is a 0.1 out of 10 in the topic we're debating and discussing. And I'm like, well, what's your experience? What's your qualifications in this area? Real world qualifications. I read some books and not a what? You know, so I get it. And I get it. I understand. I have empathy and I have understanding, and because I was like that back in the day as well. I had no experience, but the person who would tell me the red pill truth, I'm like, not all women are like that. or not all men are like, just whatever, you know, like, no, surely cycling's clean. Surely swimming is clean. You know, you're in the water, so you must be clean all the time. Like, chlorine cleans you, you know, like, there was a part of me when I was probably 13, when I was just starting to hear about all these stories and like Ben Johnson and that, and I was thinking, this is just a big money making industry. Of course these people use drugs. They're paid to win. All these people's are aesthetic. My aesthetic isn't my income. Alright? My aesthetic isn't my income. My information, that's my income. So I can look whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. Maybe a little bit, but you know, I'm not, you don't subscribe to me because I've got this incredible jack rip physique, you know, fake natty results, etc. You don't subscribe. You subscribe because you want to hear my stories. You want real information, you know, and you love hearing some Aussie crazy dude ramble on. So there, that's a bit of the introduction there. So this person, if he's doing 20 hours a week, your libido can tank off, can tank down. And now there's a few reasons for it. Your serum testosterone and your serum estrogen are going down, because you're not getting enough recovery. You're hammering your hypothalamus, your thyroid, your pituitary, your organs. You're just like, go. I've got this goal. I'm trying to a sub 2:20 marathon, and I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. That's my goal. And you're just so driven, all your organs, your hormones, everything's just taking a back seat, and you're just dragging them through that 20-hour week train. You just lift out. You chuck them in a bag, and you just like put it on your shoulder, and you're just dragging them down the street. You know, no matter what, they kick it and scream. You're like, hey, you can get glandular fever later. We're going this way. And then you might notice your libido is just like, where you're hanging around your pretty girlfriend or sexy, or just, you know, like you're in a situation where there's just zero interest in sex. Just zero. Maybe, you know, normally you could watch porn. There's just zero desire. Just like, I could become a monk, you know? Yeah. You know, like you just, that's like legit no libido. And then there's no libido from training a lot, where your wife or your girl is like, oh, you're always out. She's just nagging you. She's on your back. And there's nothing, women, there's nothing that kills a male's attraction for you than nagging him. Or self-depreciating yourself. Oh, I'm not. Just whining. Whining about yourself or nagging a man is the fastest way to put the red light up to that guy and get him out of your life. To get him going, oh, why am I here? Why am I here again? That's the fastest way, women, all right? So if you're looking to get a man out of your life, nag him and whine. That's the truth. That's like the left-right good night combination. Nag and whine. Boom! See you later, male attraction for you. See you later, alligator. So do that, all right? Or don't do that. It depends what your goal is. So maybe this guy who's training 20 hours a week, maybe he's got a lady in his life who's nagging and whining, and he comes home and he's like, yeah, normally I'd be sort of sexual, but man, I don't feel like any sex at all, you know? And then later she's like, why don't you give me any attention? And that's probably why she's nagging you, because you're not giving her attention. And that's why she's probably self-depreciating and whining, because she's like, I don't feel like, you know, he loves me, or he's not giving me attention. And that's normal, it's fine. It's just that she's going around the wrong way to get that attention. Maybe that worked when she was 15 or 14, but now she's 28 or 30 or 50 or whatever. She hasn't learned new tricks. What actually works. You know, maybe like a horny 15-year-old that would work, or in the start of a relationship, or just a, you know, blue pill beta guy might work a little bit. Once you get more experience, you're like, oh, I'd rather go hang out with Miss Palmer if I need that done. So yeah, that's just, I'm just giving real world talk here. Real world talk, all right? No one's really talking about this stuff much online because everyone's too PC these days. So that's one reason. First reason, you just training the house down, no recovery, boom, you know, you're just dropping all your estrogen, testosterone, and that's fine because you're living like a monk. You've got this goal, whatever you're trying to do. Second one is your woman feels neglected, then she starts nagging and whining, and you're like, wow, I was sort of horny 30 seconds ago, and then she opened her mouth and spoke, and I'm just like, I got zero libido. So I don't even have a banana and walnuts down there anymore. I got nothing. So it's just literally, you feel like it's just been snipped off. There's zero sensation down there. There's zero sensitivity. That's not low testosterone at all, you know. And I know because I've injected testosterone. I've had creams, gels, caps, patches, the whole works. I've tested my blood levels, my serum, testosterone, free testosterone, total testosterone, estrogen, SHBG, which is steroid hormone binding globulin. Tested all these things, done so many experiments over the years, since 2014, late 2014, around there, mid 2014, 2015, around there. So what's that, 5 years of personal experiences here. Had a lot of relationships in my life, up to almost 9 years, to like threesomes with groupies and all sorts of shenanigans in between. And so I can just speak from personal experience. And so that's one that can just, that's not low testosterone. If your woman's nagging you and you've got zero attraction for her, that's not low testosterone. All right, that's psychological. Another one, the third one for low libido, is maybe you're nervous. Maybe you're nervous. Maybe you're like, oh, my breast like garlic, or you know, maybe I need to floss a bit more, or you got some, you know, or you're thinking about stuff, thinking about training, or oh, I didn't do a good performance today, oh, you know, you're just in your head, or you had a hard day at work, or you just, you know, or you just maybe been riding 10 hours that day, and you maybe you're in the action, and you're trying to get hard, and you're like, oh, I've got still a bit, you know, not much blood flow down there, my saddle's the wrong one, and she's like, you're getting hard already, get hard already, come on, stay hard, and you got Dave Goggins in your shoulder going, stay hard, boss, do it hard. And you can see all these things in your head going on. And that can just like give you performance anxiety. Right? And that's a real easy one to get over. Just relax. Maybe put a mask over yourself for a bit. Just relax. And then you're good to go. But if you keep putting pressure on yourself, it's not going to work. Right? Just relax. You can ride harder, run harder, bang harder, get better blood flow if you relax the mind. Simple as that. If you want to do 400 watts or whatever you're trying to do, the more relaxed you are, the better you can go, because you can breathe, you can just feel, right? You can get the sensation of feeling. Or if you want to get to a place where you're giving to the road, you're giving to your lady, you're giving to the mountains, you're giving in the pool or the ocean, you're just giving yourself. All right, so that's how you overcome performance anxiety. Just give. Relax and give. Another one, libido. What else could there be? There could be stimulants as well. If you're using a lot of caffeine, I know if I've used, there's a cat in the tree. If I've used caffeine or things like Ritalin and stuff, they can also crush your libido. But it's not anything to do with your testosterone. It's just, you know, maybe you're thinking a bit too much or whatever. So that could be another factor as well. So these, I've given you 4 things there, and then you've also got not enough carbs. That can really affect your libido. The question the guy asked me, what about fats? Not eating enough fats. Does that kill libido? It's generally, if you're not getting enough calories, that's the issue. And so by eating some fat, people, oh, I ate some more fat and I felt better. Generally because you're making up that calorie deficit that you had before you had the fat. Because fat's super concentrated, 9 calories per gram. If you've got some sort of calorie deficit that day, the body's like, give me fat. Give me fat, you know, and so the fat can make you get a fat sometimes, but also the too much fat can restrict your blood flow, causing some issues there. You know, I've done experiments with the ED drugs like Cialis, Viagra's, and stuff like that. People are like, oh, you know, but it's like I can speak from personal experience. I can speak from personal experience. A high-fat diet definitely inhibits blood flow. I've taken like a 10 milligram or a 20 milligram or 100 milligram. And have it after a fatty meal, and it hardly even works. And then you have it after watermelon, like breakfast, like watermelon or banana smoothie, and you're almost like thinking, if I'm any harder, I'm gonna split. It's going to split down the middle. It's going to go, poof. I'm going to have 7 inches, the 7 inches with a 6-inch girth. It's going to become 7 inches with 2-3 inches. It's just going to split down the middle. It's just so much hardness. It's insane. I was like hanging bike wheels off. Like, it's just, you know, so nutrition is everything when it comes to penile blood flow, and also your saddle choice as well. So that's why I can just be so open about it and transparent about it and be a wealth of information, because I've done these things. Critics out there, do you know it? It's like, you don't have the life I have because you don't do what I do. And maybe some people do a little bit, but they're not transparent about it. So then they live a lie and then they feel guilty or whatever, or insecure. That's not alpha, bro. Owning your shit before your shit owns you, that's alpha. Being who you want to be. Trying things out. And now, how do I get on this path? And do I recommend it to people? Yes and no. It depends. A lot of guys I see use hormones or ED medications, etc., and it becomes a crutch for them. Steroids are incredibly addictive. Incredibly addictive. Because you start looking, especially if you're taking enough of them to get an aesthetic advantage or an aesthetic effect, women are just going to be like, wow, you know, you're like, you look healthy, you look better. Like, what are you doing tonight? You know, this is how it is. It's almost like you're releasing pheromones, and they can smell it off you, and just your actions, your voice, your mannerisms are more masculine. And women don't even know. It's just subconsciously, just like a woman, if she's super feminine, doesn't have to be super beautiful. Beauty and feminine aren't the same thing. All right, she can be feminine, nice, obedient in the right way. And all the feminists like, that's why guys don't want to go near them. They're going to catch a case of whatever's, you know. And anyway, that's another video. So just those basic things, like a feminine woman, she might be a bit curvy or a bit heavy on the scales or whatever, but she's just got some glow about her because she's feminine, right? Just how it is, man. And she might compare her to some girl who's like a Victoria's Secret model, who's like, and she might look alright in the bikini Photoshop images, but in real life, she's not sexy. You're just like, oh wow, like, geez, you don't look like you do in your photos, and your vibe's just like so low estrogen, you know. And so you'd be like, ooh, you know. And I've been in both situations like that. You know, the feminine woman's very, very giving. Giving is an essence of femininity. Giving, caring, being nice, like. Giving, you know, that's essence of feminine. Essence of masculine is providing, support, being stable, you know, driven, ambition, persistence, resilience. These are traits of the masculine. So you might be, you know, looking skinny or whatever, but if you have these masculine traits, you could do a shot of test and instantly, you know, things light up within like 5 minutes. It's in your bloodstream. You start thinking and talking differently and stuff like that. Look at my voice today. Go back to 2014. Actually, yeah, 2014. Watch any of my videos from 2014 or 2013. Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. You know, totally different. Totally different. And and even my life has been totally different as well. And it's definitely male hormones can get you into trouble. You know, but that can be very, very addictive to the guy out there who starts taking enough that they become, you know, very ascetic looking, muscular, masculine. And then if you stop taking them, you just lose all this muscle weight. And people are like, oh, are you okay? Are you sick? Blah, 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 blah. You know, so if you're not a runner or a cyclist, you know, that can really be addictive for you. For me, whatevs, you know, I don't care if I'm like, I mean, I almost prefer from 62 kilo. I don't look healthy, but I perform really well. But again, that's, you know, is that even a healthy weight? You know, who knows? I mean, for some people, it's definitely not. For me, I can manage it because I have the lifestyle I can manage. So when I say who knows, it depends on your lifestyle. I work for myself. I've got all day to recover, rest, and sleep. I can be 62 kilos, high functioning person. 62 kilos, if you got wife, kids, working 70 hours a week at some full on labor job, whatever, can't sleep, can't get recovery, not good. You know, not going to be good. So there you go, my friend who's wrote me today. Low libido. You know, there's some situations there. If fat raised libido, because of fat, then there wouldn't be millions of prescriptions out there every day in the US for testosterone and ED drugs. There wouldn't be. Because people go, just eat more fat, eat more bacon, eat more avocado. That will solve your problems. It won't. Asterisks, if you're in a calorie deficit and your body's not liking it, then you eat some fat. That can bring you up your calorie deficit, and your body's like, oh, this is okay. We can get going on here because we've got calories. If you don't get enough calories, the body's like, why do we want to breed? There won't be enough food for offspring. You ever notice that women get, or in my observation, women are the most sexual, the most horny after a meal. That's why you always have to feed a woman. Feed her, then, you know what I mean? You have to feed the woman. Generally after a meal, men can be a bit like sleepy and be like, But women, there's something, an X factor there. Never let a woman get hungry. Feed her. Let her eat. Right? You let her eat first. And then go from there. Always, never have your woman hungry. That's why women on low carb diets is like, what good are you? You know, what good are you? You're going to be hangry and moody and despondent. And you're going to lose all your femininity. When women are hungry, their femininity just leaks out of them. It just dissipates. Dissipates out of them. Same with men. When men are hungry, they get hangry in their masculinity. They become bitchy and snitchy and yeah. Do not, yeah. Don't type hangry. Don't be hangry. Don't get hungry. Carb up. All right. Then let's get into the second part of the video. How I've got into my little reality here. This is a book called Positive by Werner Reiterer. Right? Now he is, I think he's from Austria, moved to Australia, emigrated to Australia, became the best track and field athlete of Australian history, and was set to go to the 2000 Olympic Games, discus thrower, which is not a sport we really know much about. But Werner Reiterer wrote this book, and I bought it. I had a mate called Jade Lean. He got me this book, fantastic. And I've had this book, God knows how long, but one of the best books I've ever read. It's a real life story, fantastic. And he talked about how he was clean, he's going, I'm doing this natural, and he's just like, nah, drugs, no, I ain't doing drugs, I ain't cheating, da. And he just talks all about that. And then eventually he's just getting, he was like a supernatural gifted athlete. And then he's just getting smashed when he's going over to Europe, just getting smashed. And he's just like, what's going on here? Like, how the hell are these guys I used to beat in the junior ranks all of a sudden just doing these crazy, crazy throws? And eventually he found the truth about, you know, steroids and anabolics. And then eventually he's like, I'm going to get on the program. I want to know. And then he just started throwing, you know, these crazy, crazy distances. But he said he couldn't live with himself. And he's just like, nah, I'm not going to go to the Olympics, win gold, and, you know, just live a lie. He's got kids. I can't do it. You know, so he got a job, I think, with Australia Post, and he retired, and he wrote the book. And the book was a total flop. All right? It got roasted in the media. You know, I think Ian Thorpe or Grant Hackett said, oh, it's crap books, un-Australian. You know, he got totally roasted, you know. Totally roasted, man. How sad is that? This was back in 2000. And he just disappeared. I don't know where this guy's just disappeared. I looked him on social media. I'd love to have him on the podcast. The Durianrider podcast. Go check it out. You know, it'd be great to interview him, but he's just disappeared. But anyway, he talks about all these... this is great. Get this book, man, if you can find it. It's an incredible read. Incredible read. And... yeah, so I read that book and instantly I was just like, wow, one day I want to try what all the champions are trying, you know, all the using, etc. You know, and I was like, And then got onto it maybe 2014. I was like, how did I even get into it? I can't even remember exactly. But yeah, I went to, you know, I don't recommend black market stuff. I recommend if you're going to use anything, use it from the local family doctor. You know, I do not recommend any... You go, who knows what you're getting on the internet? Who knows what you're getting? Is it sterile? You know, Dan, the bodybuilder in Thailand, talks about he almost lost his leg with some unsterile compounds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's not worth it, man. It ain't worth any experiment. Putting something that could be like, you lose your leg or you... Like, just don't do that. Cleanliness is the key, you know, sterile needles and stuff like that. Like, just, you know. So anyway, so that's, I went big pharma route and did my homework and yeah, you know, I would not recommend What do I say? If your lifestyle is smashing your hormones, change your lifestyle. Right? If your eating disorder, your orthorexia is smashing your hormones, change your nutrition. Eat more carbs. Right? If you're doing so much stimulants and painkiller medication and SSRI drugs and the contraceptive pill and it's tanking your libido, change it up. Get off. Do something healthier. Vasectomy, the best thing for contraception. If women are on the contraceptive pill, which is sex steroids, that suppresses their testosterone production. That's why a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women get on the pill or on the Mirena IUD, and they're like, I just got no libido. I don't get it as well. I don't orgasm. I don't come as good as I used to. But it's like, you know, I don't know why. Because they've been on the pill and they suppress their testosterone. Testosterone is what drives libido in terms of hormones in men and women. Estrogen is important as well. DHT, those things are important, but testosterone is like one of the main ones. So if you got low T, libidos, it's like, especially when you normally would be around. You're with someone you connect with, there's attraction, there's chemistry, there's bonding, there's quality time that day, it's the temperature, you've had good food, you had good time, it's all this stuff. And you're like, it's not feeling it, when you normally would. You know, and you go get your blood test, and it's like, through the floor on the test. And or estrogen as well. So that's why I tell people, just, you know, you got to learn these things. These are real life quality boosting things. You know, learning about your nutrition, your carbohydrate sufficiency, things that are bad for your hormones and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, there's many facets of libido. We could talk about this and we're already on 31 minutes. This could be hours we could talk about, especially if there's a Q&A set up. So that's my thing. Have I ever used TRT? No, I've never been on TRT, but I've used anabolic steroids. What's the definition of TRT? TRT is something you take every week for however long. I've never done that route because I found if I did that long term, I'll just gain so much weight, so much muscle, I would look a lot better, aesthetically speaking, but it would pretty much crush my cycling and running ability for where I like to be. You know, I like to be running, you know, under 70 minutes of 5K, and also I'd also find that if I did, you know, TRT or something long term, my concern would be elevated red blood cells. My diet and lifestyle just means I have a really high hematocrit, very high normal hemoglobin level, and I found anabolics can just make it go a bit too high. Is it safe? Yeah. You know, do I have risk factors? No, but it's like the chances are they could get a clot. You know, especially if you eat a high-fat diet and you maybe got blood pressure issues, which I don't. But that's probably the main concerns. People are like, how just see you go on the Athlete X, you know, program dosages and stay hard and Navy SEAL stuff. Let's see you get up there as well. And I'm like, you know, that would be cool to press a button and do that. But my concern would be the excess red blood cell count. I don't know how these guys are getting away with it. I don't know how. I mean, I do know how. People, they get blood taken out of themselves, which for me is like, what's the point of that? I'm like trying to have good performance here. Aesthetic muscle, it's not really my goal. I mean, you know, that's not what I'm paid for, and it's not my real passion. As much as I love doing weights and stuff like that, it's not my passion like cycling is and running and exploring adventure sports like that. So, you know, that's the deal. So that's why I haven't, you know, stayed on TRT or gone, you know, full aesthetic dosages. That's my main concern. It's not finished. But for me, it's not worth it. The benefits don't outweigh the risks. And then doing bloodletting and stuff, I'm just like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? It just doesn't make sense to me. But for some people out there, like, yeah, I don't want to ride a bike, I don't want to run. I'm just like, I want to get staunch and swollen. I get that. I totally understand that. But these things are very addictive because if you build this aesthetic physique, as soon as you get off, like I said before, you know, which is fine. It's not an issue. But for some people, they don't want to have that situation on there. And it's within a week. Within a week of your last injection or your last pill, it depends what you're taking, you'll notice your weight goes down massively, very quickly. I've noticed as well, like, you know, 62 to 64 kilos if I'm doing a decent amount of training. 66 kilos if I'm doing no training. That's natty. On anabolics, low dosages here and there, not even every day or every week or even not every month. 74 to 78 kilos. So we're talking about around about 10 kilo difference. Same diet, same level of training, same level of power output, but an extra, 10, almost 10 kilos just from some low dosage anabolics here and there. What have I taken? D-bol, oxymethylene, all the testosterone esters, pretty much. What else? Winstrol, which was crap. I didn't take it every day, but I took it here and there. It's the worst ever for cycling performance and running. For sprinting, it's good, but it just dries you out and your legs cramp up and you're like, where's my power gone? This isn't right. So for a 10-second sprint, for sure. For a 30-minute climb, no way. Also, performance enhancing effects I noticed as a cyclist, as a runner. Sprint. Climbing, no. Climbing, no, because it's extra weight. And my power didn't really go up too much to negate for the extra 10 kilos of blood, glycogen retention, muscle, bone density, and maybe a little bit extra fat as well, because you get better nutrition partitioning. So the power, my best ever power has been when I've been full natty back in, I think, 2013, or even early 2014. So there you go. Where steroids would help would be the athlete. Let's say this guy who's training 20 hours a week, then a little bit, if your levels are low, then a little bit to bring you up into high normal, you'll feel totally different for sure. But then again, maybe your recovery is not proper. You know what I mean? So you could take this stuff as a crutch, as a support, but you're not training properly. You're overtraining. So then you're taking something to negate your overtraining when you just trained a little bit less and recovered more and were more sharp with getting enough sugars and B12 and get your hemoglobin up that way. End of the day, for running, cycling is all about the red blood cells. All about the red blood cells. That's a Dr. Ferrari quote right there, and I can agree with that. It's all about red blood cells. So if your red blood cells are low because you're training too much and having too much caffeine, not enough carbs, not enough simple sugars, what's the point of going over here in big pharma world when you can get the benefits natty with the side effects, minimal risk, Side effects I noticed my hair thinned a bit. That's about it. And excess hemoglobin, which doesn't really matter too much because about a week or 2 weeks off, it goes back down again as well. But yeah, so it's like, again, I've never taken a lot. I've taken different compounds, but never a lot. So that's a bit like me. I'm a bit like a wine taster versus an alcoholic. It's a bit like, not that I drink alcohol, but it would be like me. Let's say my job was a wine taster where you have a glass of wine, you sip it, swoosh it around, spit it out, or maybe you swallow it. I'm swallowing it. Oh, so a bit of sip of wine. Oh, yeah, that's what that feels like. Okay, cool. Put it down. That's what I've done. All these different anabolic compounds. Just like test here, taste that, try this. Oh yeah, my weight's gone up. I've gained 7 kilos in 2 weeks. Wow, this shit works. I'm bench pressing more than ever before. What's going on here? What's going on? I'm doing more chin-ups than I ever thought could be possible for me on hardly any training. Damn, these things are strong. So yeah, this is why I just laugh when people have noobs out there. He's not even that big. That's attainable naturally. So man, he's just dreaming. It's not the signs, it's the look, or it's the performance that indicates a non-natty status. That's just how it is. So anyway, that's the deal. If you have any questions, let me know down below. The side effects of various compounds. It's like alcohol. If you're a wine tester, you sip a bit of wine. Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. You have a few sips. Yeah, nothing's really much going to happen. You're using wine, but are you an alcoholic? If you're experimenting with anabolics, you're using steroids. They're in your blood. But are you a steroid abuser or whatever? You're a steroid user, but it's the context there, isn't it? So it's like caffeine. I have caffeine a few times a year. I've been experimenting recently having a can of Mountain Dew as an asthma with cat fur. It's crazy. I don't know how it works, but a can of Mountain Dew, instead of using a steroid like this to deal with cat fur, Mountain Dew. Like, I would rather drink a can of Mountain Dew than take this steroid here. This is the first steroid I actually ever took when I was 8 years old at school running races. You know, I wasn't an actual athlete. I did long distance running because my mum ran a bit, and it was just, I like running, and I was into Nike shoes, and so, you know, so I would do school track and stuff like that. But I was the worst runner in school almost. But I went to these inter-schools because no one else wanted to go. So it's like a day off school. So I was like, okay, cool, running. And this is the first time I ever used steroids. This is salbutamol. This is banned in a lot of sports. You get a 2-year doping suspension. You can lose a career from this thing if there's too much of this in your system. Or if you just don't have a prescription or a TUE for it. So this is the first steroid I ever used that let me breathe properly. So, you know, I found cracking open a can of Mountain Dew can treat a cat allergy. A little bit of caffeine, open up your airways. Try it out. So I'm about keeping an open mind, things like that. Yeah, this is where I'm at in my life. I do recommend a natty life. I don't recommend people go out and use this stuff. Oh, I've got a copy of Durianrider. Because there's so many mental side effects of pharma products. You know, your levels will go up and then your levels are going to drop down. Can you handle that? Can you handle the peaks and troughs? Most people can't. A lot of people can't. They get depression and, you know, suicidal ideations and have issues and, like, you know, maybe get decadic or just you know, you got a lot of things that come and go, right? Can you handle the fame and then handle the haters? Not many people can, man. Everyone wants the fame and approval, but what happens if you get some stalkers and they do a website about it, or they come after you? What, you're like, you're not even going to handle that. And so this is just life. And so if you're playing with hormones, it's like, maybe you're seeing your teenage sister get on the pill, and you're just like, who's that? Who's that in the house? Who is this beast? You know, like things like that. So if you do want to do any things, do all your homework. Don't treat these things like, I'm just going to do this because I saw a YouTube video about it and it sounds interesting. Like, do your homework first. You know, these things can be very, very safe, but also very, very dangerous in the mental side effects when you come off, or maybe you have a bad injection because you're using some dodgy crap, or, you know, just, there's risks in life. Right? So understand the risks here. Don't, you know, it's just like driving fast. People see Fast and the Furious. I'm going to go drive a Mustang, go fast. And yeah. They don't understand. I haven't seen dead bodies in the street. I've seen dead bodies in the street. I've seen a guy die in front of me. Right? I understand life's short. Right? So you've got to have that context, that executive function. I wouldn't recommend playing with hormones unless there's some, you know, extreme situation there. I would recommend, from what I've seen, most people, if they want to improve their libido or recovery, then they need more sugar. They need more rice. They need more fruit. They need to go to bed earlier. They need to hang around people who are, like, real and not just, you know, fake and pretentious and narcissistic or whatever. You know, those things. Move out of home. Get away from your crazy mum or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa. Get away from that, you know. The stress, man. The stress is a hormone killer, right? So change your diet, your lifestyle, your mentality, things like that before you go down this route, all right? Now, if you want to look like Athlete X and all those crew, then yeah, this is just undeniable. This is what's done. You know, this is the done thing. And you have the blue pill beaters. No, I'm a pretty young Durianrider. You never will. You will never ever look like them unless you're doing the exact same compounds, the same dosages, same cycles, and also training like they do. You just won't. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. And for a lot of people, they can't handle that. And so then they'll spend their whole life chasing this fairy tale and spending money on it, investing. And then one day, maybe when they're 50 or 80 or go, wow, you know what? I got scammed. I got scammed by those fake natties. Those fake natty sociopaths who just said, stay hard. Train clean. Eat clean. Train hard. You can do it. It's just how it is. But anyone get some water getting into me? Losing my voice. Need more trend. Yeah, man. There's some, you know, and this whole thing about roid rage. Just about roid rage. Roid rage is, you know, if you're a douche on steroids, you'll be a douche on steroids. If you're a calm, collective, cool person, you'll be calm, collective, cool on steroids, right? And it's who you are as a person. People who shouldn't use steroids. If you're Sagittarius, don't use steroids. If you're a cancer, don't use steroids. You know, if you're doing a low carb diet or if you're insecure, don't use steroids. Like, I mean, you can't change your horoscope, but you can change how you perceive yourself. So if you're not happy in yourself and now you're going to do steroids to change your physique so you can have some esteem or whatever, then you're still going to carry that with you. You know, maybe you got crooked teeth like I used to or whatever, you get some crowns, get a Hollywood smile, one of the best dentists in Bangkok or whatever, and that's not going to make you happy because you'll be like, oh, wow, cool, I've got this nice smile or whatever, but you're still you, right? And eventually that will fade and you'll start to pick out something else or whatever, blah, 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 you know? Or maybe you got a car and it's like, it's, you know, not the latest one, you get the latest car and you feel good, or you know, but that's not going to last. It's who you are. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you're going to think that steroids are going to change your life and you're going to, and you will, you definitely can. You can become a stripper or YouTuber or ascetic fake natty and make a killing, make a keno body crushing, you know, make absolute keno body crushing income wise. But is that the sort of person you want to be? You know, I mean, a stripper's different because women don't care. Women don't care if you use steroids. They do not care. As long as you're cool and stable and you can get action delivered, they want you to be on steroids. Hypergamy doesn't care how you got there. They just want you there. But the blue pill beaters will care. They'll care. I'm not going to follow you. You do steroids. The blue pill beaters where the money is, and the chicks are just where the fun is. That's just reality. But if you're just freaking out because your estrogen's too high and your T's dropping and you're and you got deca dick and you get all insecure, then that's not good. But that's not steroids. That's you. You're freaking out about something because you're a bit silly. And that's just living and learning, isn't it? So, but that's the deal there. I would say if you're insecure, don't use steroids to make you more confident. Steroids don't make you alpha. You might look alpha because you know you're bigger and stronger and fast and all this stuff, but you're still here. You still got your brain. You still got your personality. You haven't changed yet. So work on your emotional muscle before you worry about any physical muscle, because otherwise it's just still you. People will just cut into you. Oh, you don't train leg day. You skip leg day. Well, you're on steroids. Oh, yeah. You won't be able to handle it. You'll be getting yourself in trouble. So work on yourself first before you open up any packet or prescription, etc. Yeah, so anyway, that's my little story there. Another good book to read, Biology of Human Starvation. Fantastic book to read. A big mama. A big mama for those people who love a bit of data. Anyway, that's the deal. That's the video. Hopefully it answers the questions. It didn't answer all the questions. If you have more questions, let us know down below. That's the reality there. Change your diet. Change your lifestyle. Change who you live with. You know, women in my life. If you want to be a woman in my life, number one, people always has to be hot and young. No. And that's a bonus. Number one, you have to be emotionally stable. You have to have fantastic state control. That's just prerequisite. If you want to stay here longer than the night or whatever, that has to happen, because I'm a crazy dude. And if you can't handle state control, it ain't gonna work, right? So by understanding what you need in life, you can just go out and seek that. So the emotional state control, that's the number one game. So if you don't have that now, and you do steroids or stimulants or whatever, or get some fame on the internet or whatever, your life's going to be living hell. It's going to be living hell. Right? Simple as that. Emotional state control. You know, at 400 watts, that's what you want. That's the goal, bro. And bro, that's emotional state control. That's a real big one. So that can be very, very challenging sometimes if you're hangry or whatever, or you haven't developed much emotional muscle state control because you're like, I don't care. You triggered me. You made me do this. The blame game. That's a huge one. Emotional state control. Everyone can do better at that. And if you have better emotional state control, your life quality is just going to be better. It's just going to be better. And if you can communicate with people, be transparent, be open, be honest. Now, again, most women don't want full transparency. Yeah, they don't. So there's an asterisk there. Women want their feelings protected. So, but I'm talking in general terms here, in terms of like, you know, women don't want transparency. Women don't want to find out you lied to them, but they also prefer their feelings are preserved. Women are controlled by their feelings and emotions. All right, feelings first. All right, always preserve women's feelings. Men, masculine men, I find I thrive on the alpha men. We thrive on the truth. Like, I can handle the truth. I love the truth. Like, I need the truth. Truth's like my drug. If there's one thing I'm addicted to, it's the truth. Like, I just can't get enough truth. You know? And if you're not like, you know, yeah, that's just, I don't know why I'm built like that. That's just from day one. I just always love to learn. I love to know the truth. You know, I can't be hurt by the truth. I'm fed by the truth. I'm fueled by the truth. I love the absolute truth. I'm just like, wow, damn, I thought that was the case. Wow, that's awesome. It's not the result I wanted, but that's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. And that's, I don't know, I love it because I think truth just gives you clarity. Truth gives you direction. It's just like a compass. I want to go here. And someone tells me the truth. No, dude, you got to go here. I'm like, thank you. I thought I was going there, but no, I need to go here. That truth. It just saves you so much time in life. And like I always say, you can lose money, you can make money. Bitcoin up and down. Gambling. You can make money. Money is not hard to make. But time, you can't get time back, man. You cannot get time back. The time you've wasted with time wasters, energy vampires, douchebags, narcissists, whatever, fake natties, believe in fake natties, stay hard, whatever. You can't get that back. You know? I mean, you can learn from it. That's the learning from it. That's the consolation. You can learn from that lost time, wasted time. As long as you learn from it, maybe it's not so much wasted time, is it? That can save you time in the future. It's all about how you see things in life, isn't it? It's the context. The context, your perception. That's really important to have, that context in life. Just context. Why was someone rude to me today? Maybe they were hangry. Maybe they were busting out of the toilet. Maybe they had a gut ache. Maybe they're coming down off their meds or whatever. So it wasn't about you, you know what I mean? Maybe they were jealous of you, or they're insecure, or you said something that made them realize they've been living a fairy tale life, blah, 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 blah. It's not about you. Right? So have context in life. Understand that we're all human and we all get emotional and frazzled and blah. Don't take it personally, right? Prison is full of people who couldn't take things with a pinch of salt. Prison is full of people who took things personally. Prison is full of people who had poor emotional state control. Right? Yeah, I remember being in prison once when I was 17. I'm like, man, I ain't ever coming back here. I gotta learn to control myself. Right? So I've been working that every day since. That's the deal there, people. Wrapping the video up. If you're training so much, you're crushing your estrogen or testosterone levels, now you're overtraining. Right? Don't do that. You're going to get bone issues. You're going to get hormonal issues. You might have teeth issues. Don't do that. You have life quality. Is it worth it? I mean, maybe if you're a professional athlete, okay, I get that. And it's short term. I get that. But chances are, strong chances are, these professional athletes take hormones. So their levels go from there to like high normal or normal range. Now, is that doping? Yes. Is it illegal? Depends if you got a doctor's script. Depends if you get caught for it. Is it ethical? I'd say it's healthy. Yeah, that's my opinion there. And that, again, that's a whole, let's do another video of that. Is doping ethical? What's the story on that one? That's because that opens up a whole can of vegan spaghetti. Let's wrap this video up. 53 minutes. One take, no jump cuts. We could talk for hours on this one. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks to the support gang. Full natty or fake natty. Your choice.